Good evening, UN Spacey. This is your Wolf Commander Wolf 10. I'm your werewolf. We are doing it again, an anime spotlight with Generator Gawl, one of my favorite animes. Favorite? Eh, that's kind of a stretch. It's not. Let's just say it's good entertainment for the 2000s, of the early 2000s of anime. But we're definitely going to be talking about this tonight because I don't think anybody has ever talked about this anime, much less the animes that we've already covered so far on Anime Spotlight. So, without further ado, let me introduce the sausage fest that we're going to have tonight with Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground, but has excellent Wi-Fi. This is Schooner Tuna, and Generator Gawl is a diamond in the rough for me. I'm actually really glad that Wolf brought this to my attention. I had not seen or heard of something like this before, and it's kind of sad how quality, well, I don't know quality, but anime like this gets overlooked, and I don't think it should. And I'm glad we're shining a light on this.
I will be explaining that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Next to him is the Georgia Pit Bull Fish Chozo.
I'm coming out the gate saying I didn't not like this show.
Oh, he said opposing opinion there. Negro, say your name.
Yeah, I'm Fish Shozo. The currently
Yo,
a lamp.
let's take it back real quick. What's your name?
I'm Fish Shozo.
No,
Currently the lamp.
what's your name?
I'm the Georgia Pitbull Fish Shozo. Currently a lamp.
Thank you. I got that from Get On Out, by the way. I'm sorry, Get On Up. That scene with Lil Richard.
Uh-huh.
He at the famous Flames perform. He asked him, "What's your name?" Well, the famous Flames. No, what's your name? James Brown. For the first time, yeah, for the first time ever to have the pleasure of inviting this guy over with these type of streams, we have the Gladiator K-On this time, Matthew Flynn.
Welcome, Autobots and Decepticons. My name is Matthew Flynn, the Gladiator of K-On.
Be a good time for you to speak on your thoughts on Generator Gawl.
I actually enjoyed this show
That makes
because
three of us.
this is a very similar show to something like Guyver or what was that other show I was thinking of?
Damn, now that you bring it up, I should have invited
And a little bit of
Owen on
Evangelion, kind of. I'll explain more as we go further into it.
Sure. It's one of the stumbling blocks I had with this anime too. I'm gonna voice a bit of a criticism I had with this anime too. Although I thoroughly enjoyed this anime as always, especially that slick ass opener.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I want to me 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 me. Man, rock openers in anime was slamming.
Uh-huh.
You know, funny thing, the second I heard the opening, the first thing I thought is, Wolfman is going to sing this opening, isn't he?
Yes, he is. You predicted the future, man. You are a seer now. Wait, I thought you were a gladiator. Since when did you
Why
become
not both?
prophet? Yeah, but just a little bit of a backstory of how I discovered this anime, and the reason why you guys never heard of it is because, like I said, in some of the animes I owned on disc, some of the sets I had, they had, especially if they were of the Pioneer brand, basically the company Pioneer.
Mm-hmm.
Each of their anime had this option where you go to special features and you go to Pioneer trailers or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you would click on that, and it's almost like a music video, if you will, but or at least like you're watching a music video station, right? So
Yeah.
every time I will always revisit these anime, I always go into the special feature center just to rewatch those trailers because they were so damn good how they presented them. And among those many were Generator Gawl. Every single time, there were times it will pop up first. Every single time. And that's how I knew about Generator Gawl. And that's where and of course, again, this is how I was able to watch Generator Gawl was through Comcast's Anime on Demand.
Oh, very cool.
Either that
now
or
that you mentioned
Those
that,
were those
my
were those.
manga entertainment DVDs or anime DVDs, they also have a feature where you can watch trailers for other anime.
Mm-hmm. Go
Although
ahead, Schooner.
this anime is not a part of that. I don't even know if
Yeah.
this anime is available in like some over here.
Yeah, but go ahead, Schooner.
I forgot what I was going to say. Sorry.
Oh wow. Oh, it'll probably come back to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I discovered Generator Gawl. Like I said, I watched
That's
anime
it.
on
That's it.
demand.
I remember now. Sorry, Anime on Demand at the time of Comcast when that was being released. Man, that was a time because you were getting like what is it like? Not bootlegged. You know when you're at the discount DVDs when the discount DVDs were actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what you were getting when you were getting that Comcast Anime on Demand. It was like
Mm-hmm.
they weren't going to give those big quality animes. They were going to give us like these lesser known animes, and that's where the lesser known animes got very popular again.
Yeah, like even Pine Point Dash was one of them.
Yep. Yep.
So I watched Pine Point Dash. Shit.
I've heard of that show, but I hadn't seen it.
Off the top of my head, GTO, definitely GTO. Hellsing even.
Yep. Oh yeah, Hellsing.
Yeah, Hellsing, the original, not Hellsing Ultimate.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, not Ultimate, the original,
Yeah,
the one
yeah.
with the jazz opener.
Yep.
Pretty sure Matthew is familiar with that one.
What, Hellsing?
Yes, the original, not Hellsing Ultimate. The more
I know
popular.
a little bit of the original Hellsing. I've not watched either of them though.
You know what's funny is that I actually told Match when we were watching Hellsing Ultimate that it's a whole different scenario in the original one. They don't really fight Nazis in that one.
No, and it was really sad because the reason why Hellsing Ultimate had to be made because Hellsing Ultimate was the faithful adaptation. The anime had actually been released while the manga was still being released. So it was like, you know what, we're just going to make our own universe.
Yeah,
Much
same
like-
thing for Fullmetal Alchemist.
That's what I was about to mention. Exactly what I was about to mention. But other than that, let's get into talking about Generator Gawl now. So Generator Gawl is a anime series that was
1997.
No, 98. You're off.
No,
12 episodes, by the way. So anybody who's interested in watching this, you can breeze through it really fast. It's a very short story.
A single afternoon.
it should have been shorter. The size should have been a movie, not show.
You think so?
It could have been, you know, I could actually see this being a movie.
Can I explain the anime now?
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Wolf.
The story is set.
Wolf's up. Wolf's loose.
Wolf glaring at Schooner right now.
Schooner saying, thank God he can pee in his pool.
Exactly.
So we're just going to take turns interrupting Wolf now.
This is revenge for all the times I keep cutting you guys off. I know. I'm all for it. I made this bed. I'm sleeping comfortably in it, by the way.
I didn't even do that intentionally. I didn't know you were going to speak.
It's because my connection. I really noticed that my connection tends to kind of like have a bit of a delay for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I always hear you guys always hear my the end of my talk, so you guys can respond. So I'm moving much faster than you guys are receiving me, in a way. That's one thing I noticed. But let me go ahead and explain the story so far, the bare bones wiki version of it. The story is set in 2000 when Professor Takuma Nakasa uncovers a gene code that will unlock the human body's greatest mystery and expose mankind to its greatest threat. As a result, Gao, Koji, and Ryo, three young scientists from a future period have traveled back in time to undo this mistake. Though the trio intend to arrive 1 year before the calamity, they are instead transported 3 months prior to the event. In the effort to save the world, they are opposed by the mysterious and cunning. We're gonna blank her name for now because I want to keep this under wraps until we get to her. A cunning scientist who prefers the future as it is. She is assisted by generators, earthly assassins posing as humans. As Ryo and Koji try to complete their mission, God himself must generate, becoming like his enemies to fight on their terms. So, in a way, to best sum it up, what if you take things like Guyver, Tekkaman Blade, and mix them with Terminator?
Yep.
You would
Oh
get
no,
God.
yeah, you would get Generator Gawl. Yeah.
It's actually very
And
fitting
it's,
that you bring up Tekken Man.
yep. Yeah. We'll go into in depth on that one too. But also sprinkle some slice of life school story onto it. Yeah, you get Generator Gawl.
Hmm.
Like I said, only three of us like this show as opposed to Fizz. I'm dying to hear what he has to say. Don't start Fizz. Not yet until I get to you. But yeah, my perspective, my opinion about this show did kind of slightly veer off a bit, considering that well, actually no, I take that back. My opinion has not changed about the show because from start to finish, uh my only issue with this show is how it ended. And it's usually certain animes like this, the 2000s anime, I mean, they have a knack for always ending this way. Meaning just all of a sudden either the hero basically somehow magics his way out of the situation, or for some reason through the power of friendship, they magic their way out of the
Yeah.
situation.
It's basically I get what you're saying. It's like a contrived Deus Ex Machina.
There you go. They dance their way out of it too. Exactly. They
Yeah.
dance their that's what I would say. Do us their way out of it, out of this whole situation, what have you.
Hmm.
Um, but all in all, like from the beginning, it really it's really going good. It really starts off really good. It starts off fresh. It keeps everything a mystery, and it unfolds through layers in each
Uh-huh.
episode,
Yep.
especially at a 12 episode pace. And I think that's the reason why it ended the way it did, because it was 12 episodes long. Now,
Yeah.
Chris had said it should have been shorter, but like I said, I cannot wait to hear what he has to say about that, why he says about that. But really, I think the 26 episode should have benefited more for it. I think maybe 15 at least, or at least yeah, two extra ones.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because
Because what I also liked
Mhm.
about the show, sorry, just I don't mean to cut in, Wolf. But what I also liked about the show was that every episode was touching on a philosophical question, and it doesn't give you an answer. It's more so asking a question.
I will give the show this too. It didn't forget that it was on a time frame, or
Yeah.
on a time schedule.
Uh
So
huh.
and you know how many times many shows that always bring shit up like that, they tend to forget that time schedule,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Which,
again the whole 3 month thing.
which is also kind of ironic because I always thought the 12 episodes were perfect because how many numbers are on a clock? 12. Time plays a major theme here. You're always seeing clocks in the episode.
I never
So
noticed that.
yeah.
And
So
I
multiple
didn't pay attention
instances,
to either.
yeah.
and there's multiple instances of the characters like saying either to each other or just saying to someone about the
The
fact that
brilliant
they're on
star.
limited time and they don't have long to
Give it a sec, Fizz.
they don't have time to waste.
Yeah, they always remind you how much little time they have. But if you want to take it away, Fizz, Neil Star has graced us with his opener. Go ahead, Fizz.
The brilliant star that shines through the night. The iron wall that wards off evil. Riser Man stands before you.
Rise up, chop,
Chop. Riser
rise
kick.
up, kick. Kaneki, he shoot, he shin, hi. There, you guys missed that shit when I did faux Japanese gibberish.
Was that gibberish? No, that was Japanese gibberish.
Buddha, Buddha.
So would that
Excuse
be
me.
the opposite of Japanese people speaking broken English?
No, that's South Park. Excuse me. Yes. Is that really necessary? Not a response whatsoever. Best joke in that episode ever.
Yep.
Cause I swap. Cause I swap. No. We'll be here all
But
day.
getting,
Let's
back,
keep going.
but getting back to what I was saying is that the 12 episodes is not because they were canceled or something like that. That serves a purpose and a meaning.
Fizz, why did you say that the episode should have been at least shorter, or at least six episodes longer, or 6 episodes shorter?
Like I said, it should have been. I feel like it should have been a movie since they dragged this thing out because clearly there's not enough story here to make a 12-episode anime. I mean, we get these repeated pointless fight scenes against these villains that don't really matter. I was bored on these fight scenes, honestly. Like, okay, and they didn't really have a plot when you think about it. Because okay, all this which you would do with a time travel plot like this if they trying to assassinate somebody is have them try to sneak into school and do the assassination. That ain't not happen here. Instead, what they did is they did that way later. So none of this even mattered. So none of that those points fight scenes even mattered. Again, pointless. And then some twist at the end. Both super twist at the end. It's trying to be like a Shyamalan movie. But
You do realize I'm supposed to keep a low profile, right?
I did actually give that bit of the series a lot of credit because too long is it's like, oh, mysterious people, eyewitnesses seeing this. No, most people don't know about these guys fighting until maybe the very end.
That, and they did mention that there's an invisible force out there watching them.
Uh-huh.
There's cameras on the school. There's
Yep.
people that are really monitoring their situation. So even if they did go ahead with the assassination plot, you're basically just outing yourself to the bad guys.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting. If had that happen, but like again,
You're asking them to be dumb, then.
And
no,
also at the beginning,
not
they didn't
actually.
have all the information they needed as well.
I'm not asking them to be dumb. I'm just saying they need more plot for to justify 12 episodes. Otherwise, it should have been just.
Okay, I get just to play Fizz's advocate here for a second. I can understand what he's saying is that the story and time structure, if time is a factor in this series, especially with 12 episodes, every second counts. So you got to build up your story and your tension. However, this is where I disagree with Fizz. I think the story did a good enough job where you could keep those fight scenes because you're not really focusing on the fight scenes in this series. It's more of the subtle puzzles that are coming together. It's like what you had mentioned it, Matthew, that they were on a time scale.
Oh yeah, because they were on limited time and they
were on limited time and they didn't have all the information. So that's where I think
Promise Neverland did that better though. So
first season, yeah, the rest.
I didn't watch second season. I don't know.
So anyway, but you gotta again too. Promise Neverland is an adaptation of a manga. If I recall correctly, was Generator Gawl a manga? Or is this an original? So this is an original anime.
Mm.
Okay, so you got an original anime here. So the difference with this show, this has been, where was I going? The show, I think, executed its times perfectly, in my opinion, because I don't think it drags on. Every episode that passes, more and more of the mystery is getting solved.
Oh, I'll take that back. It wasn't Pioneer. It was the ADV Films that had their catalog of anime trailers. If you ever had an ADV film DVD, it would have that.
Neostar, what Neostar just said is exactly what I'm implying. Yeah, it should have been OVA. It shouldn't have been no 12 episodes. This
Isn't an OVA 12 episodes anyways?
No, usually it's around 3 episodes. 3 or 4.
Yeah, sometimes OVAs are 6 episodes long. But 12 episodes tends not to quite be an OVA.
Yeah.
12 is kind of stretching it for an OVA.
And you also have to know most OVAs aren't a half hour long. They can be 45 minutes to an hour. So you can put a lot in. Yeah,
Exactly.
You can put
Yeah,
a
they
lot
can essentially be feature length.
Yeah. This drags. Like when I watched it, like this is drags because
Only in the middle does it do that.
yeah, yeah, especially because we got
The slice of life tends to take the slice of life start to take over in the middle, which it is a bit of a sort of a pace killer, especially when it came down to secrets being revealed all at once. That's another criticism I had with this anime was that they started revealing secrets at a brisk pace.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, not,
I noticed that at the end and a little bit
yeah,
near the
but
middle.
a bunch of plot twists happened in the last 3 episodes.
But I feel that the slice of life moments are helping us build, and get attached to the characters.
I didn't. That's because one, there's not really much to any of the well, to the female lead we started with in the first episode. There's not much to her, and it can't be that much to Natsumi because he's a clone.
Robot.
Wait, what?
Robot.
She's a robot. Wait, why is she in the test tube?
Because in sci-fi of 2000 anime, robots are created in test tubes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how robots work.
That don't mean shit to the Japanese.
It's
So was Ray.
Wait, aren't they
Exactly.
more of some kind of human
Technically,
robot cyborg
she's what
thing?
you would call. Let me
She's
explain.
like-
Let me explain. Wait a minute now. Let me explain. She's technically what you would call a gynomorph, basically organic flesh with metal, in a way.
I was going to
And
say more
those
about.
were all arranged in anime a lot.
They kept using that in 90s anime, but it doesn't even make sense. But I'm not going to that. I'm not going to that. It's basically
More or less-
magic.
Making logic to the best time of anime.
Yeah.
That's where you throw logic out.
I know that's it's basically magic. I'm not going to that.
Science fiction, dude.
Well, even some science fiction stories at least make logical sense for itself. This doesn't make logical sense. I'm not going to that though. Well, what the problem is the main female lead we get is not a very good character, to be honest. She has we don't really know much about her at all.
You know what? Since you're bringing up characters, we might as well start listing them off one at a time. Let's start with our main protagonists first. Let's start with Kudo, which is the main character. He's mostly the way how he's presented. He's basically a weapon with a mind in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a shonen protagonist vibe from him.
Yeah. Even that becomes a plot hole later.
Ah, okay.
Not
Actually, I'm
me.
curious. Why didn't you get that vibe from him?
Mostly because if he was supposed to be a shonen protagonist, he's mostly he'll be motivated by something. He's mostly motivated by combat. He's far from a shonen protagonist. That's why I call him a weapon with a mind. He's basically a weapon that's developing feelings, developing minds. He's basically born 5 years ago, or at least he's born 5 years old.
And it's the reverse born beautiful yesterday trope because it's with a guy. So it is equal opportunity.
He's always
correct. I think it's more of a shonen protagonist mixed with like a Gundam pilot protagonist.
I would say he's a seinen protagonist.
Yeah.
Seinen being him just always going for the next fight, ready for the next fight, ready for combat, but always wanted to protect his friends.
Yeah.
Much like what he did with Ryu in the first episode.
Or maybe more of an Ava pilot.
Oh yeah, definitely that. Schooner, what's your take on Gawl?
I like him. I think you mean like how he connects to other animes for me, or what do I think of him as a character?
What do you think of him as a character?
Oh, I loved him. I thought he was funny. He's your typical shonen protagonist. He's carefree. Look, at first you think he's one of the, I forget what they're called, the lazy character who actually kicks ass.
Oh, crouching more on hidden badass. Is that what it?
Yeah. Crouching more on hidden badass. I love that. because he acts like he's this very, lazy,
He had only
lazy.
interest, like very interested in food.
Yeah, his only interest is food and sometimes flirting badly with beautiful women. But he's just, but he can also
I think
secretly.
that's where you met the show and protagonist connection there, Matthew. He's
Yeah.
all
They basically like Luffy.
well, Luffy's a show and protagonist.
Yeah,
Mhm,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, because most
Every
shonen
show-
protagonists are not very smart and really like food and
Yeah, they
protecting their
always feed their
friends.
brains with food. They don't.
Basically, every shonen protagonist is like Goku, a varying degree of Goku.
I know.
Would Goku be considered patient zero for like shonen protagonists, or would we have to pick a different character for that?
We'd probably have to pick a different character for that. I was probably thinking like maybe Astro Boy.
That's your
What's
boy.
gonna bring him up?
Yeah.
He's not a show and protagonist. He's a what's that company that made Astro Boy again?
You go Nagai? Wait, I forgot.
No.
No, Gonagai didn't make Astro Boy.
Wait,
it
wait,
was,
that's something else.
Tokusatsu? Ain't he
Yeah.
Tokusatsu?
Tokusatsu.
He's a Tokusatsu protagonist. He's mostly a message for whatever is the message that was that the writer was writing at the time.
So, and jumping to the next character is Ro.
Yes, Tezuka. Sorry, he's a Tezuka protagonist.
Tezuka. What's Tezuka? Don't even know what that is.
Tezuka is the writer responsible for Astro Boy and anything that was in his style, like Cyborg 009.
and Mega Man.
Brought up his name. Osamu Tezuka.
Yeah. Considered the grandfather of anime.
Bob, I had no problem with Gaul at all. That's not what the problem comes in.
Yeah.
I asked you your impressions of Gal. We're gonna move down to that problem soon. Tell me your impressions of Gal. We're on the character. We on him right now.
Gaul is okay. Just okay. It's okay. It's a perfect idea for a protagonist, and paired with other characters, it could be done better. I say could be done well paired with other characters or who will perfectly play off of him.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Matthew.
I actually really liked Gala as a protagonist. Like I said before, he gives me like a shonen protagonist vibe, but not like exactly shonen protagonist. He is different from like other shonen protagonists. Like most of the others do tend to enjoy like combat, whereas Gol doesn't necessarily enjoy combat, but he does. But like it is something he has to do.
I mean, he's ready for the fight at least.
Yeah.
But like I said, when especially when it comes down to protecting his friends,
although when he transforms, he does sort of maybe it appears like he kind of loses control somewhat during the fight when he's transformed. Yeah, and then he snaps out of it when he turns back.
No,
really towards the end.
Much like in the end, yeah. But there are moments where there's a possibility that he could lose himself. And of course, our who's next on the list, real quick? Rio, our next person, Rio, always voices concern about that. So, your impressions of Rio, starting with you, Schooner.
Rio is the one in the blonde, right?
Mm-hmm.
The brain. He's the brains of this little trinity here. Because that's what I'm thinking. If Gaul is the body, Ryu is the brain, and I think he's pretty cool. He's a soft-spoken tech whiz, and I thought he was cool. I like him too because he is one of those characters who starts off with this naive belief that he's doing work for the better, only to find out that his work has been corrupted, and now he needs to correct the mistake because he feels that he is responsible for everything bad that happened. Anybody else?
Go ahead, Fizz.
Rio, I had no problem. I had no problem. Is this Rio's okay? I guess because Rio is Well, like I said, just like what Schooner said, I shouldn't have to say anymore. I mean, he kind of exists. I mean, I think it's kind of misused. Him and the other two characters are kind of not used very well. Him and the other character, I forgot what's his name.
We're
Ro,
talking about Rio, dude.
Yeah, Rio. I can't, Rio. I can't really. What's Schooner said?
Go ahead, Matt.
I wasn't like sure what to think of any of the characters outside of Guile himself early on, but I like that later on, as the show goes on, we do get more about the other two. Like I don't know why I'm forgetting it. Yeah, we do get. I like that we do get more about them as the show goes on.
Specifically, Ryu being.
Yeah,
We're basically
yeah,
not
like him
jumping
feeling
episodes.
responsible
We're
for the
all
way
fixing this.
Guile is.
hmm which will their reasoning why
Yeah,
he is the way he is, very protective in a
yeah,
way, motherly towards him.
because I believe it was
Fizz will be
the
back soon. Hopefully, we'll see.
yeah, I believe it was either episode 3 or 4 that starts with Ryu asleep. Well, all three of them asleep, but Ryu's like having nightmares and he's like essentially reliving. Or obviously at the time of you watching it, you don't know that he's like you're not fully aware of what's going on. But obviously, once you watch the whole thing, then you realize he's having like nightmares about like the experiments that he was conducting before they travel back in time. I also got kind of a I'm probably going to be making multiple Guyver comparisons because this did feel very similar. Because I got kind of a Goal was kind of a very show-like.
Real quick, Matthew,
Yep.
Fizz, you doing all right on your end?
Some reason whenever Matthew speak, I couldn't hear him. It's like, and then it could then just cut out. I'm like, what? What's hell going on there?
Okay, can you hear him now?
Yeah, I can hear him now.
Cool. Continue, Matthew.
Yeah, because yeah, like I said, I got kind of a Goal kind of has like a show type, or not exactly the same as show, but like kind of similar. And I also got or in terms of their roles in the story at least. And I also got Rio. I forgot the name of show's friend in Guyver, but the hopefully one of you will know will know
So,
Tetsuro, that's his name from Guyver. You know, show's
yeah,
friend.
Tetsuro. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, they're very different. They're different heights, different weights, different hair color, different personalities as you go deeper into the story. But I did kind of get a similar base where they're both like tech geniuses who are like probably the most friendly with the main character in both series.
All right, let's get to Koji, who is essentially the big brother group, which essentially is me in this group right now.
Dang.
I call him the heart. If he's the heart, Ryu's the mind, Gowl's the body.
Koji's the one with the green hair, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's him.
the ponytail.
We just went them down one by one.
Okay. Koji. Koji seems ill fit. One of the 3 main characters, the trio. He seems ill fit. He doesn't seem like he belongs. Because he kind of redundant of Ro, because why did we need Ro and Koji? Like, you get another character archetype, not this. The big brother doesn't belong here in this show.
I'd say he belongs perfectly because he's supposed to be the heart of this mission, you know, why they're doing what they do. And while he acts like this very dispassionate and uncaring person, he actually cares a lot more than whatever you think.
But he doesn't play off the other 2 characters well. That's the problem. That's the thing here. Like, you need in order to fix this, you gotta have some kind of either a super edgy bad boy or something to play off the other characters. Not this. This is
You
this
can
is this
learn
is
a
wrong.
lot from Koji, Fizz.
Actually, I kind of felt what's her name? The tough chick, the
Look,
tough chick
man.
from the tough
Keep
chick from
talking about Koji. We'll get
the,
into
the,
that
the tough
soon.
the tough chick from what's the anime? Bubblegum Crisis should have been here
You
instead
mean
of Koji.
Chris?
Yeah, first should have been here instead of Koji.
You
It been
think
much more
so?
fitting. It was more fitting.
Or maybe
But
Pris should have been a certain character that you don't like in this show.
no. I say Pris should have been part of the trio instead of Koji. That's how I felt. Like we need something like that. We don't need this kind of stoic guy.
Maybe we do. Because I like Koji. To me, Koji was always, like I said, he's obviously the big brother. He's basically the mature one of the group, specifically more mature than Gao. He's basically just the one that tries to keep track of what things are going. He him and Rio is usually the ones are the brains. They the ones who started this operation anyways. They're the ones that respond. We later find out that they're the reason why this happened.
Mm,
So in a way, it's like he's always his mind is always goal oriented, goal
mm, mm.
focused. He also cares about his friends though, mind you. He does.
So it's Rio. So that's kind of the problem. We don't need Koji. We already so you need another character archetype, not this. No, the big brother doesn't belong. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
Yeah, Koji is essentially Guyver 3. Or at least early on, he's very similar.
Yeah, he's Guyver 3. He's Akito. He's basically Agito. He's always like I said, go focus.
And
He
given
has
what
a
we learn later on, the comparison with Guyver 3 actually makes a lot of sense.
he has a yeah, like Fizz said, he's very stoic, and there's a reason why he's very stoic. He's always been heavy. He's basically a workaholic in a way,
Mhm.
especially when you see him when they do everyday school life. He's always very work oriented, and
Yeah, he's very practical and analytic.
It would
and at
actually be
times
better.
pragmatic.
It would actually be better if Koji was mute. I actually thought it would be better if he was mute.
Man, you just want to write this whole story in your head. Maybe you should make a story based off of this.
No, because it involves time travel.
You don't need
Well,
time travel. Write a story like this without the time travel.
No. Here's that. I gotta have an inspiration bug. This doesn't inspire me to do anything.
A lot of bad works inspire me to do a lot of things. What's
Uh,
your excuse?
well, there are some bad shows I still don't like that inspire me.
Let's digress.
This doesn't inspire me to do anything.
Let's digress. But yeah, Koji. But out of all three, Koji's my favorite. Maybe because he reminds me of me.
For me, it's Gawl. I love Gawl. He's my favorite of the Trinity.
Yeah, I like Gawl as well. He's my favorite of the three.
Then again, I tend to these days, day and age, I tend to latch on to the adult characters, the more mature characters.
Yeah,
Well,
I tend to latch onto the main characters.
Yeah, me too. I always latch onto the main characters because if Gaul is a paragon of virtue, and that's what's missing in a lot of stories. That paragon character who's good for good's sake, despite the fact of all the hardships he may have had in life, he still maintains this upbeat, positive, and supportive attitude.
So, y'all ready to wreck a wall around Fizz now?
Well, here we go.
Let's go to Fizz's not so light character, Masami Shippo.
Now, Masami is basically a pointless character. Yeah.
We can counter that. Hang on, Schooner. Let him finish. Let the man finish.
Okay, she basically serves nothing to the plot. And not only that, but also is not very likable in terms of her personality. In terms of her personality, what the whole entire stick is dead just to hate on Gaul because no, and then they fall in love because anime cliche. There really is no reason for her. She serves nothing positive, and it's pretty much just annoyance every time she's on screen. So I'm not even gonna.
I already knew she wasn't gonna be your favorite anyways. I already knew she was gonna be your hate sink.
Let
me explain what. Let me go.
Go ahead, Wolf.
Let
Yeah,
me explain
exactly.
why she's there. You told me she don't serve no damn purpose. Like I told you, sprinkle in some slice of life with the school setting.
But the
She's meant.
slice of light stuff doesn't
I'm
didn't need to be there
talking,
either.
man. Let me explain. She's there to add into a slice of life, which is the new world that they're in. She is the audience surrogate, basically.
But well, like I said, Natsume the kind does a better job, even though it's real that she's a clone. But
Robot.
no, no. Oh well, robot. What robot? It doesn't really make any
Can we
sense.
can we just call her? See, I've always preferred bio android because she's a mix of biology and robotics. Hence why she can float in the tube biz because it's bio. She's a bio android.
We're not gonna get too deep into that. Roll with it.
Mhm.
All right, all
But
right, all
Matsumi, my God, Matsumi is my least favorite character in this show. I mean,
Yeah,
like
you want
she,
her to be the audience surrogate instead of Masami? I don't get you, man.
no, Masami is like it's a terrible character. Like what she like
Can
she
you let
has.
us speak on our? We already heard your side. Now it's our turn. Like I said, she's meant to be the audience surrogate. She's supposed to be the character focus of the slice of life antics. Before we get into the action, there's a formula, man. You get the slice of life stuff, the school life, and what have you. You get to look at what this world is through their eyes. The future people I'm talking about, Gal, Rio, and Koji, looking through this world through her eyes as she's explaining it. Mind you, I don't like her either for my own reasons. I I thought I liked her when I was younger, but yeah, she's not her personality is kind of flat and a bit what's that word?
And she's partially here,
Bland.
and it's now that she's partially here just to fill an anime cliche, which is the whole we have couples argue, then they fall in love.
I
No,
disagree. I see. I'm with Wolf. I believe that she's there for the whole slice of life, that opposite human side of the characters that they had forgotten.
even that she fails. It's like all she did was create a character I don't like. Like
She don't exist to hate God, by the way. She does
Yeah,
like Koji. She likes Rio. She has no problem with those two. She only has a problem with Gaul. She
because
has a
and
good
what happened
relationship.
when she first met him? She's basically even more pointless version of Chi Chi. That's kind of how I felt.
You call Chi Chi
no,
pointless? Bite your tongue.
no, Chi Chi.
Look,
No, we're not.
let me
That's
cut in
different.
real quick. Don't
Different school.
nobody, I repeat, nobody talk shit about Goku and Chi Chi. I'm gonna give you reasons why Bulma and Vegeta are fucking failures.
Yeah.
And you gonna tell me to bite my tongue? Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't y'all fucking ever talk shit about. That's my berserk button right there. If you talk shit about Goku being an irresponsible dad and Chi Chi being an abusive mom, I'm gonna fucking fight your ass.
I mean, I watched Dragon Ball Z, and I mean, he kind of was. I mean,
No, they weren't. You better get the fuck off of Team Four Star's dick on that one.
I don't know. I didn't watch the Team Force. I don't know who the fuck that even is.
Good.
But
Anyways, like I said, this is a whole different discussion. We can talk about we can talk about this on an anime stream. Just talking about our pet peeves and all that shit, you know. But what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying is that when it comes to Masami, like I said, I I would say this: she could have been written a little bit better. She could have been.
a little bit, a lot, a lot better.
Shut up. All I'm saying is she does have a development. It's small. That's kind of like the main issue towards the end of the anime, which is people are starting to get small developments here and there. Though we have though, as opposed to the standard action set piece anime style that we get in these episodes. Villain of the day, basically style storytelling.
We're not villain of the day. It's monster of the week.
No shit, but you get what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Natsumi, like I said, she has a what really saves her for me is her relationship with Natsumi, which is they're really good friends. Obviously, Natsumi is basically the you got the red only blue only dynamic here, which is she's the tsundere whereas Natsumi is kind of like the girl next door that you would want to be around. Obviously, Gal is very receptive towards Natsumi, so I don't understand why you think she's a pointless character too. Which did you forget that there was a relationship building between Gal and Natsumi, not a romantic one, a sort of kind of like a big brother little sister thing.
No, no.
Given what
it's
we
not
learn at the very
romantic.
end, that would be weird if it was a romantic relationship.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of made romantic. I mean, we had the whole episode with the whole with the whole with that what's I forgot the villain's name is. We had the whole episode when we introduced her, the professor lady from the future.
We'll get. I'm gonna say their names, man. Hold your horses.
We're gonna do her. We're gonna do her last.
Exactly, because she was also the kind of like the criticism I had with this show too.
Yeah.
She's fine, mind you. She is fine. There's a problem though there with her. Other than that, go ahead. Who's gonna talk again? Not you, Fizz.
Matthew.
Yeah, I don't think either me or Schooner have like said our thoughts.
No. I did say my thoughts. I thought she was there to be more of the slice of life, showing these guys who are so focused on their mission that there is a life after their mission. Because throughout the entire series, they've always been talking about how this is going to be a one-way trip for them. It was probably going to end with their destruction. So, but they, when they meet her and her family and get pulled into her world, they start realizing why they're fighting for what they're fighting for. So I think she's relevant.
Yes. So at first, I didn't really like Masumi that much.
Masami.
Yeah, Masami. I did start to warm up to her later on in the series. As more aspects of her personality was actually shown. It was actually shown because she wasn't just like a simple like hating and punching the main character constantly and arguing with him. I do like that they later on show there's actually more to her than that. It wasn't enough to actually make me actually like her, but I did start to warm up to her a little bit as the series went on.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one, Matthew. Like, yeah, I was like, yeah. Eventually, but before you guys, I already finished this series anyway, so I already knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But I did want to hear what you guys take on it, of course. But let's move on to the girl next door, Natsumi, which is I'm pretty sure you've already said your piece and Fizz. Let's start with you, Matthew.
Okay, so Natsumi. I did notice the fact that she was like the quiet, like very similar to other anime like characters who are also like who tend to be like very tech based.
The cute shy girl.
Yeah, the cute shy girl. Yeah, and it's like
the cute shy girl who's carrying a big secret.
Yeah, like early on, before when you don't actually know much about her, I assumed she was going to be like some kind of romantic interest for one of the characters, but then that didn't happen. And then obviously I learned more. They showed more of the character, and I was like, "Oh, actually, that makes sense why she wasn't a romantic lead for any of them." Yeah, and of course the whole she had a secret. I don't know if we're gonna say that secret or we're gonna leave that for later.
We've already said it. She's a gynomorph basically, and she was there to attract Gawl mostly, but mostly there to also destroy him.
Because early on she was just like watching and observing and reporting back. Also, I thought it was gynoid. I thought that was the word that you used to describe female androids.
Gyroid.
Either way, she's a robot, not a fucking clone. Because if she was a clone, who the fuck she a clone of?
Exactly.
Wait.
I think we're confusing the clone part.
Wait. She's actually their mama.
Yeah, her DNA was cloned in the future.
How you get DNA from robot?
She's not a complete robot.
But
She's part human, part robot.
but if that's the case, you still got clones by no genetically modified that though.
She's more than just a clone fist. Let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Matt. I think you were onto something there.
Which part that that distraction caught
What observe and report and all that stuff. Her.
Oh yeah, about her.
Never,
Yes, the fact
the
she's
characters never suspected her to be a spy. Basically,
yeah, because she was watching them and listening to them and reporting back whatever it is that she heard from them. And I suppose in a way that kind of makes her the observer that they were mentioned, because they mentioned earlier that they knew that they were being watched and observed, but they didn't specifically say who or where, or like they did mention that the whole bunch of people around them. They never they never zeroed in on who exactly it was that was reporting the whatever information they have back to the bad guys, I'll say, since we're not actually talking about them directly.
I guess, yeah. I mean, he pretty much said the whole thing there.
And also what happens to her later on in the series triggers a moment that is very similar to another anime.
Yep.
I think I'll leave that until we get to it.
And, I'm not going to lie, it did make me sad.
it did too. It was. I think we had a clip. I think that was the clip show, kind of.
Yeah.
Or no, I think we had a clip show before, and then I don't think this anime ever had a clip show, did it?
No,
there was no clip show. It was just episode after episode.
Yeah, that's a rare thing
there were mini
anime.
recaps at the beginning and then previews for the next episode at the end, but there were no clip shows.
But yeah, there was no clip show episode, so they had to squeeze it in intermix into the episode upon her death.
Do we have more characters to talk about? Because there's
yes,
let's get 3 more characters. I don't know if they're ones we're going to talk about.
Let's get into the villains real quick. We have the main villainess, which is Ryuko Saito.
Yep.
Basically she's a teacher, posing as a teacher at the school that they attend, with 2 other characters with her, which are, excuse me, guys.
I don't know what people said, but I find her to be, like what Wolf said, kind of a one-trick pony. She's a clearly femme fatale bad guy.
I had a problem with her, but the thing I had a problem with at all. Actually,
you didn't?
Please voice your liking of this character.
No, but well, there's not much I can say here because the show doesn't really have. There's nothing I can say much about any of the characters because the show doesn't really develop that much.
No. You were very vocal about the people you hate. Now talk about who you like. I want to hear it.
That's the thing. I ain't like
Let it flow out of you.
I ain't like any of the characters.
You have no problem with this character. How?
I ain't like in particular like any of the characters.
You didn't, but you don't have no problem with Ryuko.
Well, because most people say they have a problem with her in the story, but I didn't have any problem with her because she's kind of generic.
Please explain why. What are the things that you kind of like? Kinda. I didn't say you full on like. Kinda.
Because she, I don't know, exists as a villain. That's hard to say.
You're voided out of the island.
Yeah.
Was not much to say there. I mean, she turns to a monster at the end of the story.
A big game every time, and every time I confront you on you.
She turns to a monster at the end of the story, and that's pretty much all we see of her.
You oversimplifying it, man.
I mean, before that, what did she really do outside just be the generic manipulator from the future? There's nothing.
She was the one summoning all of the generators that from the future that appear and fight.
She's basically a Queen Barrel.
And yeah, the generators coming from the future makes no sense. I already got. I'm not going to get into that once we go discuss the actual.
I can explain that too. It may not be on screen, but I can explain that just as much. Trust me. Anyways, go ahead, Matt. What you gonna say about her? What's your issue, or at least was sorry? What is your impression of her, and where did it go downhill for you with her?
Well, it's mostly the fact that throughout the early part of the show, she like kind of operates as like a behind the scenes like manipulator type villain, and of course she has no redeeming qualities whatsoever because she doesn't necessarily get enjoyment out of sending robots, but she doesn't seem to like have any remorse, which I don't mind because you kind of need a villain who just wants to do bad things. But yeah, but most of what she does early on is just behind the scenes manipulating, and then it's not until like near the end where she then steps up herself and actually starts being like a physical threat. But I think
It
that's
only
more to do
happens
with
when the people she's working with start to get cold feet. That's where she started taking
yeah,
matters in her
and
own
all
hands.
the generators that she's summoned have all been destroyed. Or at least all, I don't know if she could have summoned more, but like
She
I know
could.
near the end she summoned like 5 more.
Yeah,
Mm,
I
she
mean,
could.
I don't get why what she was doing was the literal definition of insanity, which is she keeps saying more generators. See, this is not going. That's not how's
That's
that even going to work?
all you needed for her. She's evil for evil's sake.
No,
She
I mean,
liked.
Although
She where they
given
were.
near the end, she does kind of almost get what she was intending because she
Hmm.
explains it at the end near the end of the it was either the second to last episode or the last episode where she like actually explains or what like
That
she actually explains her plan a bit more.
yeah. That's always a big that's always a big issue with certain animes like this is where the villain lays everything out in one monologue. No different from our Western villains, but like they really like start now. Say they start giving us all the answers, or at least what their motivations was at the end.
Yeah.
Because we could get an idea of what her motivation was throughout most of the show, but it's not until the very end where she actually explains in a bit more depth what she was
And
doing or intending to do.
the worst case scenario at times when it's stuff like that is usually you're not like blown away by it. You're more of that's it. That's your motivation.
Yeah.
Schooner,
I,
go
I
ahead.
also I also enjoyed. Well, I thought her best moment was when she was having that episode when she's joining the the slice of life episode where it's competition on cooking.
cooking competition.
Yeah, the
Cooking contest.
biology when she was given the biology lecture, that was my favorite moment because you got the whole motivation
Yeah,
right there on
yeah, I
why
like
she's
that one
doing.
too. It was a product of that time where you were never you never missed a moment where there's always a young girl competing with an older woman.
Yeah,
Especially in most media these days, back in those days where it's like, I mean, it's true at this point when I look at stuff like that is true to life at this point now because girls compete with each other.
oh
Maybe
yeah.
about it.
All
Well,
it was missing was a random beach episode.
well,
But don't
well,
worry, we got pictures of it in one of the later episodes.
we actually did have a picture of it in the first episode, but we did get something close to a beach episode. It was the
Yes, we
sauna.
did
It was the sauna episode.
the vacation episode,
Yeah,
and everybody had some very interesting beach wear. I will say that.
but I'm
Not
gonna
for
say
me
that.
was the most modest though.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say though that I liked her lecture when she was competing with when it was the older and the younger woman. The younger woman is clearly just not even taking this seriously, just throwing out
She's
something
having
like
fun.
she's just having fun mocking biology. And then
She's
she
having
just
fun with Masami, and Masami is just taking the bait every single time.
Yeah.
I'm
mhm.
sitting here like, you sweet summer child, you.
Yeah.
And then you
Um,
also have Koji like coming in and asking her about like he's kind of subtly signaling that he's from the future and he has future knowledge, but he's not actually saying that.
well, no.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is that because he could see where she was getting at because she said for anybody listening in the back check, the biology that she's talking about is that humanity has a natural urge to want to preserve its genes, and love, beauty, and all that kind of thing are always just secondary. That it is just a cold hard science that mankind just creates in order to ensure that it's the best genes get passed on. And that's and I love how she just goes, that's a very cold way of looking at it. And she goes, but that's the only way to look at it. And then, just like you were saying, Matthew, he jumps in and says, okay, if we're looking at it at a very cold way, then the logical solution is, and he drops the subtle hints of the generator, what they're going to be doing in the future with test tube babies and stuff like that. And he says, and by doing that, you call that a utopian society, but I can tell you from eyewitness, it's not utopia. It's not. It's a nightmare world that
you are. I'm trying to solve in this damn chat. What the hell y'all talking about? The whole fiasco at Funimation and Vic Minolia. That's already been talked about, guys. What the hell?
I saw 2 episodes of that show and I was crap. Interspecies viewers. I'm not even. Yeah. Like, it wasn't even funny. It's like, why am I watching this?
Why are you participating in a chat? Focus on here, man. Anyways,
but you guys agree with what I'm saying? Is that he's basically calling her out, and I love that. I love that moment.
There's also Takuma Nekasa and Kane, which is let's not be around the bush anymore. They're Koji and Ryu from the they're basically from the future. They're their future
from the past.
Yeah, they're the versions from the final episode or the present.
Yeah,
the future present one come back, and then in the final episode, then it's explained at the end that they're sent back to points earlier.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense either. But for
me, it made perfect sense because it's explained in the episode. What happened is that okay, were you guys from the future? So you guys, I know it gets very complicated because it is, but the twist at the end is they're saying Gawl is going to lose this fight unless you guys help him. And you're like, what do you mean? Well, we're you guys from a previous timeline. You see the two of us along with
actually that revelation was hinted at in an earlier episode in the show.
Say that again.
Which one was it? Rio, when he speaks to the doctor, who's actually the future version of himself. We don't know that yet.
Yeah, I already know about that.
He actually because he's not really himself. Like, most of his memories are gone. So after they finish talking early in the show, he then mentions that he looks familiar to him, and he can't put on why. And then Sato comes in and kicks him out and stops that from going any further. Early on, I thought that he was like under their control, and him talking to him was breaking him out of that control. That's what I assumed was going on in that scene. Then obviously seeing the whole show, then I realized, oh, that's not what was happening. It was his memories were slowly coming back before she interrupted.
Kane is a much more matured Koji, by the way.
Yeah.
And you can see that early on in the first episode where at first you see Koji takes a newspaper off the stack and was ready to walk away from it, and the lady's like chastising him for about to call him out for stealing, right? So
she's like, cough it up. It's like, I feel fine.
Well, of course, that's another thing that was very endearing about the future boys, as I like to call them, the future boys, is that they don't really know much about the past that much, because much of what the past is irrelevant compared to their future, which is apparently they don't use money anymore, or maybe they use credits or what have you.
And not only that, but also destroy information on the past, so they don't even know.
Probably not. Maybe the last.
And also the fact that early on, because of the fact that they didn't know much about the present, I thought they were aliens at first. It also
I
didn't help that
actually,
they were all wearing what looked like Starfleet uniforms.
yeah.
Like,
Go ahead, Schooner.
I get what Fizz is saying, because remember when they were looking to the history of the past and they realized that, oh my gosh, the company of the organization we belong to in the future is actually sending agents to the past in order to rework our future. So it's like, we got to stop this, because look at what they're doing. They're already changing and rewriting history. So that explains why they don't know much about like they're the fish out of water. And
I did find it weird how easily Koji was it? No, not Koji. Ryo. I find it weird how easily he was able to access that kind of information. I would have thought he would have been like blocked or something, or at least caught.
Well, it's 2000, dude. It's the year 2000.
No, I mean the I would say
again,
flashback episode, but the episode taking place in the future before they travel back in time, when he actually
I think
discovered all the
I think he's
information.
ahead of something, though. I think he would have access to certain things.
Yeah.
Well,
He was the lead. He was the lead designer of the generators too. He discovered the gene code, actually.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was going back to Koji and Kane. You know, Koji actually tried to unintentionally steals the book, whereas Kane buys it and he says hello to the lady. If you to any observing viewer, that would be the first tell that that's supposed to be Koji from the past.
Oh
yeah, I never noticed that. Because obviously when I was watching, I didn't that just went right over my head because I didn't have the accurate information. I suppose for you watching it a second time, that would be something you'd notice.
Yeah.
It also makes sense too that when they arrive in the first episode, you see Koji standing there and saying that we are the same, you and I, or our destinies are intertwined. Because that's what I'm trying to say. The TV, which is really cool about this, it's revealed in the final episode that they're the future versions of themselves, because in this current series that we're watching, they're from the original one and they failed, and Gawl had sent them back once again to fix this.
Yeah. I'm gonna get back. I'll get back into that.
Yeah.
I think it was Koji was sent 5 years earlier than in the past, and then Ryo was sent 20 years back. I think.
We sent 20 years to the past. So they realized, crap. Okay, so Gawl sent us back to fix this mistake. He sent us to the past to meet ourselves, who we're going to time travel and finally get it right this time. It's a little bit of a mental gymnastic, but it's not enough to deter it from making the series a bust. In fact, I do think it's pretty cool and original.
I mean, they even in the that part of the episode, they even bring up that they could just be in a time loop and just continuously going round and round and not actually changing anything.
But what I like is that they said, and if we fail, then we're stuck in a time loop. Okay, because that's the one of two outcomes to this at this point. Because Gawl is coming to the past to ensure the future. Yet
predestination paradox.
It's the predestination paradox. And that's why he's telling them that we're going to try again this time. And he says, and if we fail, then it's a never-ending perpetual loop, and we have failed. And this is pretty much, we're trapped in our own personal hell, where we will have to relive a failure again and again and again. And I love how they just go, well, then we can't fail this time. Well, there's a motivation for you, right? Well, looks like we can't fail.
I believe that's all of the characters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Well, all the important
Masami's
characters.
Mother. Which we're not going to get into her because
But she don't have any screen time.
That's why I said, motherfucker. That's what I was about to say. Damn.
Can I just say?
You want to take a trip on the stream? Be my guest, motherfucker. Damn.
I am going to say this though. I thought the dub version of the mom was funnier than the original version.
The sub version. I can't
Yeah.
recall the dub version. Can you explain that?
All right. The
Was
dub
she supposed to be
version,
a country late? Did they give her a country accent at one point?
they did give her a country accent, but
Yeah, that's what I remember. It's like oh yeah. Not
when I talk,
Masami sounds nothing country. Yet the
yeah,
mom got the country girl voice.
yeah. But I think what's hilarious is that when Gaul and them in the dub version come to live with them, and she's like going, "Mom, why, sweetheart? It is our sacred duty to help those, to shelter and feed those in need. Also, think about the money." And I love that line. It's like, oh my god, she's amazing.
There's a lot. There's a lot of referencing of a lot of pop culture too. If you guys ever caught that in the dub. If you guys watched the dub,
Yeah, I only watched
Yeah.
dub because I didn't I can't honestly I can't be bothered most of the time.
And the reason why I watched the dub, and yes, finally, I'm going to dive a little bit into what the chat said earlier, because Vic Magnan is the voice of Gaul, and I stand with the Vic.
we all stand with
And he
them.
also does the Ed voice for Gaul.
Yep, and yeah.
Yes,
I
he
tend to
does
watch
answer
dubs
Kel
more of a. It's just personal preference. I don't have anything against. I mean, I'll watch the subbed version if it's the only option available.
Exact same here. I'm exact same
Right,
as
man.
Matthew.
Me, it's either way. Now, if you're talking about foreign shows like say Korean shows or Mandarin shows, I cannot watch that shit dub.
Of course.
I
No,
can,
can't.
dude, bro. Y'all know my pain. Then,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, we watched we watched 2 Italian shows. Me and the wife watched 2 Italian shows. No, I take that back. 3 Italian shows dubbed. That shit is horrifying to listen to.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when they try to fake an accent. Oh my goodness. I'm like, even normal voice. Bruh. It is horrifying to hear.
Yep.
I don't understand why everybody would want to watch Squid Game dubbed.
Of course
Nope.
not. Of
I
course not.
didn't even know if it
I
was
watch
dubbed.
subbed.
Oh, I don't want to read. Like, you can read and look at the same time, motherfucker. You know how to read fast, don't you?
Look, I'm just going to say it right now that Squid Game, you can only watch that in sub. You
Yes,
try to
you
run
can.
it.
It's a must. There ain't no
And-
ifs, ands, or buts. If you watch dub, we can't talk.
No, and it's not that I didn't watch Squid Game, so I don't care.
Negro, nobody asked whether you watched it or not. I'm talking about dubbed shows, period.
No,
You can't watch that shit dubbed.
I watch most anime dub because
I know. I'm talking about live. I'm talking television, man. Television.
live action television. No, can't watch that dub. Gotta be subbed.
Hell no. Hell to the no, man. Like I said, I watched 3 Italian shows that was done, and that shit was horrifying to listen to. That was nails on chalkboard for me. Complete nails on chalkboard.
The same with the Norwegian shows. You can't do that.
Oh my goodness, Norwegian shows.
Yep.
I don't know how, dude. I don't know how I survived night watch and day watch dubbed.
No.
Somehow I did. And I'm looking back at it like, how the hell did I get through both of those movies dubbed?
I know.
Because it's mostly people trying to fake a Russian accent, and they're bad at it.
Can I also say this too? I'll say this for night watch and day watch. Even the subtitles have fun with the movie. So it's like when the subtitles come out and then suddenly they dissolve in blood and slither down. Or if it's a bright flashing light and then fades into darkness.
Night watch. Step out of the gloom. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, that's why I also love the subtitles, because the subtitles of Night Watch and Day Watch were like the subtitles were like part of the movie.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if I Costa. I love him. No.
Oh my
How did
god!
I survive? How did Young Me survive that? Because I watched them both dubbed.
Mhm.
Somehow I survived. Looking back at it, when I listen to my older ears now, that's horrifying to hear.
Yep.
And yet somehow I survived that. Somehow. Even Let the Right One In dubbed. Somehow I survived that too. Squeal like a pig. Squeal like a pig. Oscar, we're coming to get you. Oscar, I'm not really a girl. Oh my goodness. Somehow I survived that. I still got that movie too, by the way. Let the white one let the white one in DVD.
Uh, I saw the American remake, but I never saw the original.
You're no longer a part of this group.
The
I
remake
don't
just
understand.
wasn't. The remake was not good.
No,
It's not.
the remake is good. Why did it need a remake?
Yeah,
The question is why?
I think you didn't need to do an American version. You should have just kept the original.
Or rather, I take it back. It's good. My issue with it, it's way slower than the original.
Um, by the way, Matt Reeves did the American remake. By the way,
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is it's way slower. I was like, oh my goodness, why is it slower than the original?
I thought it was supposed to be slow as part of the horror, but
Yeah, it's slow, but no. My say in comparison, if you watch the original, when you get around to it, Fizz, you notice it's the pacing differences. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it didn't take them this long in the original for them to do the vampire shit.
Yeah.
You know, there's moments where she where Eli attacked her victims and all that stuff. I'm like in the original, it's no the remake. I'm like, when the fuck she gonna start biting somebody? Because it didn't take Eli in the original one to do this shit. At least like they got their point across. Is what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You know, they kept it going. It kept flowing. Like, yeah, I get what you're saying, Fizz. It was slow, but like, my goodness, the American remake is slower.
Hmm.
I don't understand why they even changed the damn title. Let me in. What the fuck does that mean?
I prefer. Yeah, let the right one in make sense. Let
let me
me
it
in.
doesn't make any sense. It sounds like some kind of home invasion movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's that. Well, yeah, that's the only reason why I didn't even watch. I tried, but one of the reasons why I was hesitant to watch that, like that title, really let me in.
Mhm.
Like I said, I didn't see it originally yet, so I don't know.
If you guys don't know, is we're taking a break until we get back onto Generator Gawl.
Okay, now and okay, well, Generator Gawl, the main plot really doesn't make any sense. I mean, okay, the future and the past is happening at the exact same time. If that's the case, then how the hell does the past affect the future?
We don't know because we're not there.
No, no,
That's a
keep in
question
mind.
that you're asking that you're not going to get an answer to because it's not focused on the future. When it gets
No.
focused on the future, it focuses on when they before they even time travel their way to the past.
It's
Their
No,
early
also because
days.
they haven't made any
no.
significant
Here's the
changes to the past yet in order for the future to change.
no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Wait. How did he send generator from the future to the past? That doesn't make any sense. I
They
mean,
used a time machine.
I know, but no. I know. Here's the thing. It makes sense. The first one showed up the exact same time they to the past. But how did
There is
yeah? But
still
how
a
did
time machine on their
Yeah.
end.
oh well, then no.
Yeah. There's still a time
Think of
machine
it as,
on the.
Yeah, they didn't
remember I
destroy the
meant
time machine when they left. They just took it.
No.
exactly. My thing is remember what I said earlier in the stream. It's when you get Terminator in this one, meaning Skynet can still well Terminator is a whole different beast, but like think of it as Skynet sending a Terminator each time to the past. Only difference is that this one the time machine has never been tampered with at all. So they're always sending a generator in the past. Meaning, here's the thing, and this is why I say I can explain this. Saito is sending messages to the future, which is obviously it's not gonna in the present, obviously it's not gonna be happening anytime soon. But obviously in the future it's gonna happen, right? Unless
Uh-huh.
somebody tampers with that message.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Think about the way how Xanatos explained the coin thing. in Gargoyles,
Oh, I love that moment.
or how Vandal Savage sends information to his past self from his future self. Meaning they
Mhm.
can't interact with each other in that way. That whole laptop situation. Just because it hasn't happened right now, currently in the present, doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future.
Yep.
And I noticed I lost Fizz right there.
Now I understand what you're saying. Is that
I'm
the
talking about Fizz. I'm not talking about you.
well, no, no,
Okay.
no. You do that X-Men Days of Future Past thing, the anchor theory, that
Mhm.
as long as there's still a time machine on one end and them at the other end, the timeline is not severed.
Yeah,
It's
but
only
they
when
never show
Gaul,
it though.
yeah, no, it's only when Gaul severs the timeline in the past in the final episode, the future changes.
Yeah. But they never show a time machine. These in the past.
No, they do too. They do show a time machine.
No, no, no. Both of you guys are wrong.
They show the
No, they
It's
do
not
generators
show.
appearing in the past. I don't recall any
exactly.
time machines.
Matthews got it. Matthews got it. The time machine is still in the future. That means,
Yeah.
therefore, it's still going to get built regardless. Meaning, it ain't going nowhere. It's not
Mm-hmm.
going to be a. You keep thinking that there's supposed to be an exit entry point that they're supposed to happen upon, like a platform. That's not how that's working, Fizz.
Yeah, they teleport back, but
What I'm saying is, do you notice how each location the generators are appearing on? Meaning, no matter what, they're coming from point A to point B, but at a different point in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that platform ain't going nowhere. That is where they're sending the generators from. And like I said, my theory is that for the reason why they keep popping up is because Saito is sending messages to possibly her future self, or possibly any person who a future subordinate. Like I said, even though she's already seen it in the present, doesn't mean it's gonna stay there in the present. It's time is a river. Remember, it keeps flowing.
mm,
Yeah.
So whatever she's doing, it's going towards the future. So say for instance, she's saying, "Send this generator this time." You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So
wow.
then somebody will know which generator to send to the past.
Now,
That's why they're not always the same.
okay, and well, what the generator is always the same because I can't recall any generators. Just like how I can't recall any of the witches from Paula Dokamaska. But here's the thing.
They're all different.
I can't
They
tell.
just
I
don't
can
talk.
yeah, I can't really tell
You got
because
They
one
all
that's like a
look
crab.
vaguely. They also all look like
but
different animals. Like
but well,
one
they all
looked
look like
like
different.
a
But it doesn't matter. You
locust
forget them
thing,
as
and
soon as
another
you
one
see
looked like a
them.
spider.
No matter.
Man,
You
you
forget.
only saying they're the same because they don't talk.
Well, you forget them as soon. Not just because they don't talk. They don't have any kind of any kind of character. You forget them as soon as you see them.
They're
Now,
animalistic, dude.
and his thing, it doesn't make any sense because they used to be humans. They were the humans genetically modified into monsters. So how the
They
hell
have
you?
no humanity after that.
But no,
What makes
no
That's what makes all
no
special.
no they explain later they turn their emotions off, but that's not how emotions work. Just because you turn their emotions off don't mean you turn them into a mindless monster. That's not
You're
how that works.
adding your logic to this premise.
No, this shows hope you have no common sense. That's essentially because that's not
You're
how emotions
injecting
work.
your inquisitive logic into an anime that's bare bones action.
Yeah, and then this is pretty much why I don't like bare bones action anime. Because
Yeah,
this threw logic complete logic completely out the window.
I told you at the beginning of this stream. This is a nice anime where they throw This is the nice where they throw logic out the window. That's why we got things like, say, mute. Uh, what's that? What's that anime show we call it again?
Bubblegum Crisis,
No, the one with the mutants, football, basketball, all that stuff.
Mutant Football League,
Yeah, mutant combat league or some shit like that,
Mutant
or
Football League.
toxic adventure or toxic crusaders. If you guys are that old like I am, you feel me? This is
Uh,
Remember, this is the time of the '90s where shit ain't supposed to make sense. It's supposed to have fun with it.
Here's the thing. They did this for no reason other than just to fulfill the '90s anime cliche. It makes like there's no reason. It doesn't even make sense in story or ain't level. How does turning emotions off turn off their personality? That's not how personalities work. Just because you got emotions doesn't mean you will turn into a mindless animal. That's not
You
how. That's
still
not.
on this, man? I just told
No,
you.
I don't care. I don't
I
care.
don't think
There
it's
are
as
people
simple
in
as
real
just
life,
turning off their emotions. I'm pretty sure there's more going on
and
with them.
that's what this show said. There are people in real life. In real life, who have no emotions. Biologically,
Uh huh.
They're
they're
called psychopaths.
no, that's
Or
not a
is it
psychopath.
sociopaths? It's one of
No,
the
that's
two.
not. That's not a psychopath. Psychopath still has emotions. Just care about itself.
What
There
about
are people
sociopath then?
same thing. But the only difference is that psychopaths are born that way, where sociopaths become like that over time. But here's the thing. There are people, very few people in real life who actually literally are born with no emotions, so they just act robotically. But the thing is, they still have personality, just don't have any emotions, and still have human thinking power, brain power. The thing with the generator is that none of them ever think or do any kind of planning or nothing
You
on
must
how to
have
kill the
missed the
main
part
characters.
where they're basically weapons. These are
So
the ones that they're fighting currently in this story are the weapon brand. They
why would
have
you use the weapon brand when it don't work the first time? So I'll just keep doing that. Didn't work the first time. Why? What do you think worked the 50th time? So why?
you're asking too much of this anime to change things up.
I actually have common sense. When I'm writing the story, you actually have common sense there. You wouldn't do.
But again, you're asking for this anime to start changing it up.
I would prefer it had, since, like I said, this is not a good show.
Okay. Okay. But what I'm saying is that's what they were fighting at the present time, and that's what they continue to fight until you get to the Uber generator, which is Saito, the one that
Mm,
can speak,
mm,
much like Gaul.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
they called her tier 5 generator, I think was what they said.
we also had this stupid. We also had this stupid plot point about Rio and Koshi being generators. This makes no sense because in that case, why the hell was Gaul doing all the fighting?
I think they
Why?
were like, what was it? Either phase 1 or tier 1, whatever they
They still
specifically
should
said.
took shifts. They still should took shifts. They shouldn't
Yeah, because
really just been
those
allowed.
two were early
Yeah,
prototypes.
but still doesn't matter. They still should. They still should.
Mm.
Should have still took shifts. They shouldn't
I
just
actually would have
rely on
preferred it if they'd have like actually used that ability more, because they kind of used it like I think once or
one
twice
scene.
near
That's
the
it.
end, and then
Never,
again at the
never came
very
up
end
again.
of the
It
show.
it doesn't
Y'all
even.
forget y'all are asking each other this. Why ain't y'all asking me this?
Oh, I'm not
I can
specifically
explain.
doing.
I can explain why they didn't use it that much.
Okay, go ahead.
They're not as well refined as Gaul is. Gaul can maintain that form as long as he can, as opposed to Rio and Koji. Koji are the lessers.
Yeah, because
That's
they
why they're
were.
not as powerful as he is.
So
They're
they
I
not
can
think
still
they
take
referred to them as
shifts.
prototypes, but they might
You're
not have been. That
asking
might
them
have just
to
been me.
risk their own asses.
That
No,
so is Gaul, and they letting him almost kill himself every
because
day.
because again, Gaul is the more refined one. He's the weapon. They're not the weapons.
Then why are they generators then?
They are because everybody's a generator. Like I said, he's more well refined.
Yeah,
So
because all three of them are genetically modified.
why
Yeah,
and
they're
why
genetically
and
modified.
why?
Let me explain, man, before you jump the gun. Like I said, they're generators, but they can't maintain their forms that much. Therefore they're not as powerful as Gaul, meaning they're more the brains. He's the muscle. He does the heavy lifting. You're gonna need that anyways. And
Then why
besides,
not? Why even have be generators at that point?
for extra power, even
Well,
if it's
no,
not enough.
no, not only that, just like what you were saying, Wolf. The reason why they're there in the past is because they're the experiments. Gaul is the result of them. They're the test subject.
But even
Gaul.
this, they should have took shifts. That's how I felt. That's how I felt. Should have took shifts.
Well, no, see, it wouldn't work because even then they can't even defend themselves against the other Gauls. I mean, remember when I'm sorry, not Gaul.
Generators.
The
Generators.
generators. Remember when they were trying to get Gaul and how quickly
Like
they
I
were
said, I'm just
defeated
laying
by
out the
generators?
facts that they're not as well refined as Gaul, and yet you're
Yeah,
asking them to change shifts.
I know. Yeah.
I think the reason that I kind of had that kind of idea of like one of the other two like transforming as well and helping, I think that's because while I was watching it, I was thinking of something like Guyver or other like
Mm.
similar shows like it where they have like a second character who can also transform, like come
Because
in and help. You know, like Guyver
let me
3
point
and that
this
sort of
out.
thing.
Let me point this out. I was there with Fizz on that one until I realized, like I said, when you look at their forms compared to Gaul's form, think of the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're more human like.
Exactly my point. Meaning they're, like I said, they're not as well refined as Gaul. Gaul ha- Gaul is basically a living weapon. He's basically a walking blade. They're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the
well,
berserker armor.
And Fizz, you already seen what happens when they generate anyways. What use are they? I'm not saying that they're
Mhm.
useless. What I'm saying is they're not as powerful as Gull is. That's why they said we're not as powerful as Gull. We gotta try anyways, which means I like the resolve. I like
Mhm.
that they attempt it anyways. I'm not, but I'm not gonna expect them to change shifts like you're suggesting. Like, of course I'm not gonna, like, they're not stupid. They're not gonna just throw away their lives like that unless it's necessary.
Mhm.
That's and at that times at that point when they got to that point when they generated, as it's called, generated, they they generated at the necessary moment where they had to, because at this point the plan was getting desperate. Remember that
Mhm.
when
Yep.
that point came in, the mission was getting more desperate.
Yep.
um, by the way, and at the end of the show, well, before that, well, let's get before that. The time travel, the time, okay, and whole, and now on this whole plot really doesn't make any sense to me because at multiple points they could have been killed the professor, but or they could have been killed Saito too, but they didn't do it because plot, I guess.
If they
No,
attempted it, they were
they
gonna lose
no
I mean,
anyways.
Saito was too
no.
strong.
They even said when they confronted him, they said you have to stop your research. If you're not going to stop your research, we're going to have to kill you. So what is
And
it going
Saito
And
said that that he's no longer useful to her.
And
to?
his thing, they could have been killed her. There are multiple ways this could have happened. The most blatantly is when the second time travel thing happened. When Koji, the past Koji could easily kill been killed her in 5 years. Seriously now, it all would have been over. They didn't
in the
do it, but
future, they could have killed her.
yeah, because the past Koji could
She
have did
was
that.
powerful.
It's so how hard it would have been.
She's a
All,
generator. Remember that.
all you got, yeah, but they don't have no powers when they're not generating though.
Yes, I do.
Oh, oh yeah, slightly. They're still not bullet. They're not bulletproof and they're not generating. So
You can shoot her and she still transforms.
Yep.
This is anime we're talking about, dude. There's ways around the conventional weaponry.
yeah, I know. When she's not generating, all you gotta do is shoot in the head, and that's it.
If you're lucky,
Mhm.
are you a marksman?
Uh, all you gotta do is wait till you go to sleep. You gotta
Are you
sleep
still a
somewhere.
marksman?
Sleep. This woman does not sleep. I don't think I've ever seen the woman sleep in this entire anime.
I don't even think I ever saw her shower either.
No, and that's the reason why Gaul sleeps. He's the lesser advanced version than her. She is considered quote unquote the perfect one.
Which, let's get into the ending because we're about to cross over to 2 hours pretty soon.
Yeah,
Okay.
then was kind of dumb. It's basically the main character becomes reality warfare after his heart gets ripped out.
Exactly my point, which is why I
It
have to
just
agree with Viz on this one. And
Yeah.
that was my sentiments when I first watched. I was like I said, when I said this again, beginning of the stream, the ending happens, and they expect you to say, "Oh, I see," which when we see it, it's like that's it.
Uh, uh, uh,
Meaning, hang on, Fizz. Let me say my point. Let me say my piece real quick. Meaning, when I first saw this, I said, or sorry, when I the second time I saw this, I jokingly said she was too powerful. They had to bullshit their way out of this one.
I know,
and
exactly. Yeah, I've actually, yeah. The ending was one of the missed up. I think maybe this is why the
They
anime.
instrumentality their way out of this bullshit.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. The ending is probably why this series fell by the wayside.
I know they did the same thing in Madoka Magica with the main character becoming Raz Whooper at the
No,
end.
we ain't gonna get into Madoka Magica.
But
We're not gonna get into that. No,
but
no.
The only
Sit,
way,
Fizz. Sit.
but
Don't make me
but,
get the water out.
but the thing
No,
the thing,
no, 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 no. We're not gonna go to Madoka.
the thing in Generator Gawl is that it literally made no sense. There's no setup for this at all.
Exactly. I'm with you on that one.
Wait. First of all,
I'm not with
generators
you
are
on that Madoka Magica. So don't bring that shit up.
wait,
don't bring it up. Don't do it.
if
Don't
generators
do
are just batteries, so if generators are batteries who store in lots of energy, then what? Wait, why did they use physical attacks?
That's
Wait,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense at
She
all.
later, she essentially became a shonen villain where they just progressively get stronger and stronger, where nothing really works until they have to again bullshit their way out of it.
Because generators in the show, I don't get why they call generators I
It's
mean,
a fancy name.
that only makes sense. They like Captain Atom or something, or like Electro, where they generate some kind of energy. But then they use physical power. Use physical
Look,
powers.
man,
Why the hell?
we're all in agreement that the ending was weak.
But yeah. So no.
Yeah.
So apparently, these generators are batteries holding tons of energy, which makes no sense because they don't use that for nothing. And then all of a sudden, his heart gets ripped out. Gaul doesn't die, and instead becomes a
Not
time
his heart, his core.
was core,
Be-
and then comes
no, let me take that back. He was holding something very special, precious that she wanted.
his
And I
core
can't.
out. His core out, and then he becomes some kind. He becomes a time machine himself, which they explain he can do that. What? What? How does that work? Did him being dead makes him a time machine? And he's in a coma. But wait, how is he? How is he in a coma for getting impaled? Uh, and then
Yeah,
and
it's weak.
and then
It's weak.
it's revealed that Natsumi is his mama, for some reason,
Yeah.
and then the main characters, then he just warps reality, and then everything fixed, and that's the end of the show.
Yeah. Are you done talking now?
Actually reminded me strongly of the ending for Rosafan.
Oh my goodness! Don't even get started on Razafon.
No, never saw that. Don't know what
Because
you're
like
talking
while I was watching it, I kind of like
Oh,
that
you're
kind
gonna
of
watch it whether you like mech anime or not, man.
yeah,
You're gonna suffer with
because
us if you want to be with the big boys.
like the ending felt very similar to that. Although I feel like the Rosafan's ending was probably handled a little better than this.
Well, here's the thing. Look at what the era it was released in. Remember, I told you in the beginning. You guys keep forgetting what I said in the beginning of this damn stream. This was around a time where sometimes they couldn't figure out a way to fucking end their damn anime, so they pull this bullshit.
Yep, and that's usually what makes or breaks an anime.
Trust me, when we get to Bear Man, you're gonna see the pattern here.
Oh my God, Better Man, no.
And
No.
the sad part about Better Man is 26 episodes long, and it was good for up until the end.
Yes, exactly. I was like, no, you were going so good.
And a lot of things were left open in the air, and
Oh,
man, we'll get to same thing
okay,
with
but
Wolf
evidently-
Rain actually earned that one. Actually, Wolf Rain earned that one,
yeah.
which we'll be tackling that sometime in the future.
I'm going to say that Wolf's Rain's ending, that's an ending that I'm like, I'm fine with that totally. After everything that happened, yes. You get that. I give you a pass.
Freaking Blue Gender on the hand. My goodness.
No, yeah, why? What?
Same,
Okay.
it's the same. It's the same thing with Better Man. I have the same reaction with Blue Gender the same way I had with Better Man, but Blue Gender has its own issues too, which I'm gonna call out when we get there too.
Yeah,
Fizz, if you don't want to watch insects, I no hard feelings.
Who said we don't want to watch incest
Insects.
or insects or giant bugs?
Yeah.
Get
If you
your
want
head
to
out
opt
of the
out,
gutter.
it's okay.
No, giant bugs. He's
I'm saying if you want to opt out, it's an option, man.
I'm
I don't
probably
take
gonna
that away
opt
from
out.
you.
Opt out since, like I said, those are not interesting villains. I mean,
I'm
don't
I'm just telling you, there's a lot more shit in there that's bugs are low on your priority list on that one.
okay.
But let's move on and start wrapping things up.
All right.
Bruh, we're wrapping things up. Zip it. So yeah, like I said, Generator Gawl, like most anime that I've seen that I thoroughly enjoyed, but the ending it was always the one that didn't stick the landing. I could
Yeah.
still, for all its faults, especially with that ending there, I could still rewatch it.
It's not that distracting.
Oh yeah, I could definitely watch this anime again.
Fizz, what about you?
Of course not. I won't be bored a second time.
Anyways, like thank everybody for being here. Those 4 or 5 of you and those non-existent motherfuckers that keep jumping in and out. Sorry to say that we were going to have a few people coming in here today, but since we're about to wrap things up, I already warned them not to jump in now. So we'll hopefully get some more people in next time. Matthew, are you interested in Gungrave at all?
I don't think I've seen any of that. Is that just like one show, or is it like multiple?
It's one show.
Oh.
It's bro. I'm not gonna fuck around and give you guys multiple episodes to look at. I'm starting short, and we're gonna work up to Macross in the next month.
Macross. That's gonna be a whole different Titan altogether.
I want to. When we gonna do?
Made in Abyss.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Because last year I want to do the first season before the second season comes out.
When's the second season?
This year.
When specifically?
Don't know yet. I'm still waiting. I'm still
right.
checking.
That gives enough time to plan it all out.
All right. Gotta look it up.
Don't tell me now. Tell me later.
Okay.
Anyways, so yeah, like to thank everybody for being here. Of course, Fish Shozo, the Pitbull, the Georgia Pitbull. Sorry.
Well, and please, everyone to check. Go support my Indigo campaign. I mean, Goofanoid Origins is still alive in Indiegogo. I'm going to have to extend another 30 days, as I already knew I will have to.
For once, I'm letting you have that. Go support that man's work, man. Check it out. Make clowns great again, as Eloise has says.
So,
all right, man. That's you good.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Go drink your Xanax. You're hyperactive right now.
I'm always hyperactive.
Yeah. That's why you keep cutting me off now. You 50% of this damn stream right now. No, I'm kidding. Like to thank our newest co-worker of these type of streams, the Glare Kaon, Matthew Flynn.
Yeah. Let the Matrix light your darkest hour till all are one. Goodbye.
Till all are one.
Till all are one.
I thank my main man, the Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground, but has excellent Wi-Fi. This is Schooner Tuna. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you liked our channel, give us a little recommendation down in the comments. If you want us to review an anime or a manga, let us know down in the comments. But until then, this is Schooner Tuna signing off. Bloop, 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 bloop.
This being your Wolf Commander Wolf 10, reminding you guys once again, I'm your werewolf. To always be aware that you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to the Wolf Fleet.